not rushed. And I believe that this is our last live until the
in the
primaries.
primary.
And that is on the 2nd. That's next Tuesday. So we are very eager to, to share our tips and tricks of voting and what we want to encourage today. It's a little bit more about that than the asking of the questions. I think we've got a lot of those answered so far. But Sean, do you want to give us an update on just what it's like out in the field and in the world? And
Sure. Right. And I was just thinking right before we went live, the name of this episode should be something like Pista Panetta, then vote. There are a lot of people that haven't voted yet. And you might even be surprised to find out who hasn't voted yet. We'll get to that later. I didn't vote until Sunday or Monday was when my wife and I finally sat down and we filled out our ballots, and I drove them to the county building and put them in that drop box. And by the way, don't mail your ballot. Go drop it off at a polling location or at the county building. We'll talk about that more later, but that's really important. It's way past the point where we should be using the mail and we should be physically taking things to those drop boxes. So the campaign, wow, what a roller coaster it's been, Ashley. I mean, I think that the thing that we really didn't see coming, well, we thought maybe it would happen, was that super PAC dropping all that money at the end, putting $600,000 into the race in the last 2 weeks. And that's scary and validating. Like, they wouldn't be putting that money into the race if we weren't on the verge of getting in the top 2 in June. So we're about to do this, everyone, but only if we vote. And I know that's like, I sound like I hate saying something like that because it sounds so obvious, but it's true. Like, there are a lot of people that support us who will not vote for whatever reason, and that includes some of us even on the campaign. Like, I just voted on Sunday, right? Like, at the last minute. Okay, so a couple things happened on the campaign. I think largely inspired by that AI super PAC dumping a bunch of money. We thought, well, we need to step up our game, so we made a big radio ad buy for the first time. You're going to hear my nerdy voice about twice an hour on a whole bunch of radio stations in the district. Oh God, that was nerve-wracking. I hate the sound of my voice, so I'm just absolutely dreading this. But 30-second ads are going to be running about twice an hour on like 5 or 6 radio stations. So look forward to that. And we just made a couple big buys in newspapers, the Sentinel and the Monterey Herald, I think it's called, right? Am I getting that right? Monterey Herald. So half-page ads. That was another big buy that we hadn't done in the past. So we're stepping up our game. And I mean, we can totally do this if the people who support the policies that we stand for vote. And Ashley, I think you're gonna walk people through that /vote page, right?
yes, we did make a resource page so that the questions that come up, almost an FAQ, but it's also includes like links for the guide and everything like that. But I think what you were doing.
But before you get started, let me just say one last thing. Literally, like 5 minutes before this stream started, I got another text supporting Jimmy, and I just want to repeat, that text was paid for by Think Big. Like, we can see it in the FEC filings. A text message doesn't have to have a paid for clause on it, but we know that it was paid for by Think Big because we can see on fec.gov that Think Big paid tens of thousands of dollars to a subcontractor for SMS. So, like, Jimmy's nervous. I just got a text 5 minutes ago because we're on the verge of making the top 2. Okay, go ahead, Ashley.
Oh no, I think that's perfect because one of our supporters called in the Tom Hartman show to further elevate Think Big and what we're doing here. So it's it's quick. We're gonna put it on social, but it's gonna take a bit. So I think we'll just give like the preview here so that people can actually see it without waiting, because it is a great representation of what we're fighting for and working with here. All right.
Exactly.
Danilyn.
Danilyn. Okay. So, hey, how are you?
Hi there. Good. Thanks for taking my call. I'm interested in your take on recent news about these mysterious AI super PACs that are getting involved in primaries. It's actually happening in my district, and I have some information about one of them that I'd love to share.
Go.
So Roots Action just named Jimmy Panetta, who's my congressman here in California, District 19, as one of the six worst Democrats in Congress. They call them the bad blues. And here's a quote from the report. In 2025, Panetta voted 25.9% of the time with Trump, according to Vote Hub. Panetta has voted with Republicans 13 times when Democrats could have prevailed had they all voted together. So Panetta has a progressive challenger, a Bernie-crat named Sean Dougherty, who is a longtime tech worker with AI experience, who's calling for regulation of AI. So California has open primaries. If Sean knocks out the Republican and the Libertarian and comes in second behind Panetta, or even first, he'll be on the ballot against Panetta in the general election in November. And suddenly, just days before the deadline for voting, we find that a super PAC, Think Big, is throwing its weight behind Jimmy Panetta. $600,000 suddenly donated to his campaign.
Wow.
Turns out that Think Big is the left-wing daughter of a bigger super PAC, Leading the Future, which has a right-wing sister, American Future, which is supporting Republican congressional candidates. So what is Leading the Future? What is the parent of the super PAC? Or who is leading the future? Better, you can look it up.
Is it like, a bunch of AI companies?
It is. It's Ben Horowitz, Mark Andreessen, A16Z Capital Management, Greg Brockman, the president of OpenAI, Anna Brockman, his wife.
I get it.
Same tech billionaires who donated to Trump.
This is why, you know, when Clarence Thomas became the deciding vote to legalize bribery, it just destroyed our democracy.
I think she puts it very well with the sense of urgency of like, this is what we're up against. This is for everyone, because Congress has just the lowest. I mean, Congress, the president, everybody just needs to be replaced at this point. Like, the approval ratings are low if you want to look at polls or whatever, but it's just like, it's out of control. So,
and hats off to Danilyn. Wow, did she kill it? That was a great 2 minutes. Yeah, I wish every constituent in District 19 could hear what Danilyn just shared. That was amazing.
Yeah, really good points. And you're always emphasizing that, like, we are going after this. We're trying to get the Republicans, the Libertarians, the people without positions also just off of the ballot and make it about real debates. So do you want me to, I can show real quick where we have this on the website. So
sure.
We
need supporters to share this to you're going to the /vote.
Yeah, I just want to show really quick. We do have this information. So anybody that is hesitating, or if you're like me and you're ADHD, you wait till the last second, you know where to go. And here, that's the link. So it's just /vote on the website, but this is basically it. And on the top, I made this.
Sorry, Ashley. So you showed it on the screen, but I just want to say it out loud. If you go to seanforcongress.org/vote, it goes to this page.
Right. And then there's links. So if you're looking for your actual polling place, you can go here. Sean, do you want to talk about this? About the, do you have to fill out the entire ballot to vote? Because you get these ballots and they're huge. And this was like one that.
Right. This is a really important point. I learned this when I ran last time. There were a number of people who were kind of acquaintances of mine who really supported what I was running on, particularly with respect to Palestine. And they wanted to support me, but then they opened up their ballot and they saw all these positions where, all these seats that they didn't know how to vote, or ballot props. There's no ballot props in this ballot, but they didn't know how to vote on these ballot props, and so they were intimidated, and they didn't turn in. But you don't have to fill out everything. If all you care about is this race against Panetta, if you're pissed at Panetta, you can just fill out that bubble for Sean Doherty, and you can turn it in, and that will count, and that's totally valid. And it's really important that you turn that in. But you can fill out some of the other ones that you know. Yeah, so you can leave as many blank as you want. If you don't feel like you're well informed enough, you can just leave those blank. Although Ashley, maybe you can show some of the voter guides we have available to help people through some of those other races.
Yes. So on the top here, these are just.
This is on the /vote page again. We went back to the /vote page.
Yeah. So on the top here, we have CARE, Track APAC. I love opening this and just seeing, like, you're right at the top. Future colleagues right here. And yeah, so like if you're looking for people who are, a lot of people reference CARE for pro-Palestine, right? Track APAC, get Israel out of our Congress, out of DC. Socialist, so the DSA voter guide also has a lot of information in here. This one's to the California one. This goes all the way down. So this gives the full recommendations, you know, based on how they, well, where's Sean here? Let's find Sean here. Yeah, so Sean's endorsed by the Central here, so.
I never noticed before that those other seats aren't DSA endorsed. Am I one of the only congressional candidates endorsed by DSA? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one. Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
it's pretty rare. Wow. I didn't realize how rare that was. Cool.
Yeah.
That makes me feel special.
And then, you know, Vote for Peace. So this is based on theirs in California. So there's a lot. I'm not taking this now. They give their ranking on all kinds of, it's not just like what they recommend. So that's just another resource. And then Vote 411. I have this link just to our district. So it's not like a full voter guide, but this is also a place where you can plan your vote. So lots of resources out there. This is us.
I call it a clown car. This ballot is such a clown car. Anyway, I shouldn't say that publicly. Sorry. I withdraw that statement. Actually, Ashley, I feel like we've been going over a lot of typical voting stuff. Could we get a testimonial from either you or from Carrie about your situation in voting? Do you want to talk about that a little bit and motivate people and talk about your plan?
Yeah, Carrie, are you ready? Carrie's behind the scenes. Oh, right on. Yeah, so
hello.
I'm wicked ADHD, so I'm absolutely waiting until June 2nd, and I want it in somebody's like hand. I want to see, or like whatever it is. I want to know it's delivered. That's it. That's where I'm at.
But I think, Carrie, this is your first time appearing on the stream, right?
Right. Hello, everybody.
But Carrie is like the audience doesn't know it, but Carrie's always on the stream. He's just in the background helping out. But for the first time, you get to see Carrie. So hi, Carrie.
Hello.
And also we're hosting a party as well. So we got like Carrie's been amazing, phone banking, all kinds of things. So
yeah, do you want to tell Carrie? Do you want to tell people about your house party?
Yeah, we are having a Get Out the Vote house party at my house in Prospect Heights on this Saturday. And if you are in the stream, you should come to my house. And the info's on the website, seanforcongress.org.
Yeah, go to the events. Yeah, go to events and you'll see it listed.
Yeah.
So Carrie, tell us about your voting situation. Have you voted yet, Carrie?
I haven't voted yet. I'm going to. I'm motivated, but I think part of me just hasn't figured out everything yet, especially the governor race and stuff. And part of me, like, there's that part of me that just wants to see, like, is it going to be a disaster? Should I go see it with my own eyes? Is like ICE going to be at the polling place, you know? And I just wanted to see it face to face. see what's going on down there. So yeah, I'm certainly going to vote. And I just went to seanforcongress.org/vote, and I found my polling place, or I have the choice of voting at the sheriff's office or the Mason Lodge, which feels kind of on the nose. But
sheriff's office all the way.
yeah. But yeah.
Super welcoming.
So Carrie, what you're going to do is, so you've got a mail-in ballot.
Right.
You've been holding off and completing it for a couple of reasons, but then you're going to go what, on June 2nd then, and just deliver it to a Dropbox at a polling location.
That's right. Yeah, and I always kind of like doing something on the day and like feeling like part of the moment, and you know, being part of the civic action.
And let's remind people, like, what are the hours that the polling locations are open?
It depends on the location, but I think it's 8 to, I'd have to look. I don't have it memorized, but it's 8 to something or 7 to something. I would just check your locations, because it's also different in each district.
Yeah, I apologize to the audience if this is a really boring stream and we're not getting into like interesting, controversial issues, but like this is what it all comes down to, y'all. Like, if you care about having a representative in DC that stands against the genocide in Palestine, then you got to vote, and you got to get your friends to vote. And we were just looking at that. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was just thinking of. Like, look at that. 12% has been turned in so far. 12% of registered voters, people who are registered for these mail-in ballots, I think, actually it could be early voting too. So 12% of people registered to vote have turned in their ballots. And the really bad news for us so far is that Republicans are turning in ballots at a higher rate than Democrats, and old people people above the age of 65 are turning in ballots at a much higher rate than people in the 18 to 34-year-old demographic. So, like, we've got to get our friends to vote. You have to get your friends and family and neighbors to vote. Like, even people that you think they've got it together, and that's totally a person that will vote. Like, assume they have not, and call your friends, text them, get them to vote. That's what I've been doing. We've all been doing it. we've all been doing that on the campaign.
And look at this district, because I don't think we've really brought this up much. But like, this is the district, all the way from up here in San Jose. So very different. You got the coast, and then you've got the rural. So that's when we were saying it's hard to travel. That's what that looks like.
I guess I don't know what those colors mean. If it's like partisanship or the rate of return. What does it say? Okay, it's all right. We don't have to figure it out.
It's both. So these are going to be like the ones that mostly sent in the red votes.
Yeah, that's the Republican area. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just showing partisanship. Okay.
So kind of interesting. But it looks like there's more Democrats that returned. 17%.
Yeah.
You're looking at the percentage. Yeah,
I'm looking at the percentage, because this race for us comes down entirely to getting more votes than the Republicans. So I was hoping that Republicans would return, would vote at a low rate, because they're demotivated by what a dumpster fire Donald Trump is, particularly the Iran war. But they're turning out at a higher rate than the Democrats. And I do think that lower return rate for the Democrats is because of their gubernatorial race, and people are waiting to see who the leader is, because they don't want two Republicans to get the top two. So that's what that's about. But still, like, we need to notice that there's a potential issue here. So Ashley, what is your plan to vote?
I was going to stumble onto one of those links and show up at a polling page or polling place at some undesignated time.
Right. So Carrie, you've lived in this district for a long time, for a number of years. Ashley, on the other hand, has not lived here for a long time. So that's common for, like, say, college students. So Ashley, have you even changed your registration to this? Ashley moved here for this campaign.
Yes.
So, so are you registered to vote here?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I have my little thingies here.
Oh, you have your ballot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ashley has her ballot. So she's going to fill out her ballot at home, and then she's going to go turn it in at the polling location. But there may be some people, maybe people watching this, or maybe your friends and family who do not have their ballot, maybe because they're a college student and they're registered to vote in a different area, or maybe they just moved here not because of college or anything. But like, if you don't have a ballot mailed to you, that's okay. You can go to the polling location. You can register. You can change your registration right there. You can go June 2nd to that polling location that you find on seanforcongress.org/vote. Go to that polling location, register to vote right there, and then you can vote right there. But I do want to say, if you do go vote, like, be prepared. If you want to fill out the whole ballot, like, try to figure it out ahead of time. We don't have a sample ballot linked, do we, on that /vote?
No.
Okay. We might
I'm
consider
just
doing
pointing
that.
out that we have that same day voter registration. It's on the bottom of the page here.
Okay. All right. But anyway, okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. You can go on the day, on June 2nd, election day. You can go to that polling location, register to vote for your current address, and then go vote. And you can definitely fill out the bubble for Sean Doherty, but then you can go, whatever races you care about, you can also fill out. And encourage your friends to do that. Offer them rides. If you can't reach your polling location, email info@seanforcongress.org, and we will find someone who can get you a ride. Okay.
Yes. And if you want to help get out the vote, we have a page for that too.
Oh, nice.
So this is Carrie's here. So you just click on these, and then do you want to talk about a little bit about the day of? Did you already talk about that? Like, Carrie and I were just talking about it before we hopped on here.
Oh, about the celebration?
No, about the get out the vote. So you're meeting at these locations at
Right.
10. Do you want to give the breakdown of?
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing GeoTV in 3 of the 4 counties. I apologize to SLO County. We were actually discouraged from going there by key organizers with the campaign. They said don't take the time to drive here, because we have to like spend the night at a hotel when we do that. And they said don't do it.
I just want to say they were encouraging us to spend our time in the other locations.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a more positive way to put that. That's right. They said spend your time in the 3 northern counties. It's more dense.
Yeah.
There'll be more bang for the buck for how much time we invest. So we're going to be going to multiple locations in Monterey County, Santa Cruz County, and Santa Clara County. I'll be going there. Our field director, Amanda, will be going there. We're going to meet up at a central location, talk a little bit. I'll give an inspiring speech that'll motivate you to go out and lit drop. We're gonna lit drop for a couple hours, and then we're gonna all meet back up and have some lunch provided by the campaign. So free food and drinks. And we'll be doing that, as I said, in 3 counties on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. I mean, it's really going to matter. And also the way that we'll be lit dropping, just so everyone understands, we have this software that we pay for that gives us information about who has and has not voted. So on those days, we're only going to doors of people who have not voted yet. So we're not going to be wasting our time going to doors of people who've already voted. So I think this is really impactful for people who haven't seen these door hangers. They're absolutely fantastic. They give all kinds of information about like who Jimmy Panetta's donors are, who's endorsed our campaign, including Track APAC and DSA and Sunrise. And then it's got I wish that I had it on hand, but I don't. But there's also a nice table that shows Jimmy Panetta's positions versus my positions. Oh yeah, Ashley's got one. Yeah, it's a really great door hanger. Our campaign put a lot of time and money into making this. Yeah, beautiful picture of me, and there's the organizations, some of the organizations endorsing me. Yeah, so I think these door hangers are really great, and I think they're going to change some minds. So we got to get those on as many doors as possible.
It's a lot better than just the ones that you see. Like I saw some of those design templates where it's just like the name and then like 3 things and then vote on this day. It's like, actually, you probably don't know all of this stuff here, so here it is.
Yeah, it's pretty dense. It's pretty dense.
Yeah.
And
if you're curious.
and even I people don't want to hear me say this as a candidate, but even though I think that we're going to survive the primary, I think we're going to get it in the top 2. This is an important point. These door hangers matter. Whether or not I survive top 2, these are educating people of the 19th district about who Jimmy Panetta is, and they expose his bad positions on Palestine, and they expose who those dirty donors are to him. So whether or not I survive the top 2 primary, it matters that the voters in Congressional District 19 are seeing these door hangers. And again, as I said, I think we're gonna place top 2 in June, but we got to get these door hangers out. Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah, I think speaking of top 2, I think since this is the last time people are going to hear from us before the campaign, maybe it's a good time to go over like what our goals are, and what happens if we get in the top 2 and what that changes for the campaign.
Oh boy, Carrie, that's a big question. So that was a 2-parter, I think. So what was your first question, Carrie? This is Carrie asks Sean anything.
What is our goal for the vote result this week?
Right. Okay. So for those who aren't aware, we have a top 2 primary in this race, just like with the governor's race. Okay. The people who get the first place and second place in this race on June 2nd will then face off in November. So our goal is to get in the top 2. And realistically, Jimmy Panetta is going to get number 1. So we're running for number 2. And our only competition is the Republicans. There's 2 of them, and we're hoping that they split the vote. So we're just trying to get more votes than the Republicans, and so that we can then face off. And this is something important for you to tell your friends and family about. Like, there is no doubt Jimmy's going to get number 1. Okay, no doubt. And voting for me actually is not a spoiler. Voting for me doesn't help the Republicans. To the contrary, voting for me hurts the Republicans. Because if you've got someone who would by default vote for Jimmy Panetta, if they all stick with Jimmy Panetta, then November is just Jimmy versus generic Republican, and it's not even an election. There's no campaigning, there's no conversation about the issues. If they instead switch their vote to me, then November is Democrat versus Democrat, establishment Democrat versus progressive Democrat, AIPAC Democrat versus pro-Palestine Democrat. So it's really important that people vote for me so that we can get in that top 2. As for goals beyond that, I honestly, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but it's looking like this is going to become a national race. I think because this is a district that's in the Silicon Valley area. I'm a tech worker with AI knowledge. We've got OpenAI intervening in the race. Not to mention that we've also got the AIPAC battle. So this race, I think, is going to quite possibly go to a national scale beyond June 2nd.
Cool.
I just want to say, like, you're also the only candidate that is against these wars. Like, actually, genuinely, not putting secret, like, legislation forward, like, not saying you're against it, but like, even of the new candidates. So
yeah,
it's a big deal, big difference.
Yeah, definitely the other candidates in the race do not take the hard anti-war, anti-genocide positions that I do. And do we have a link to the um, coalition for the candidate forum at the Quaker Meeting House? That was a candidate forum that was focused exclusively on foreign policy. People don't have to watch it, I guess, but like I was the only candidate there who was like totally anti-war, totally anti-genocide. The other ones felt like there was some nuance here. There was one candidate who actually suggested that the solution was more surveillance in Palestine. It was really ignorant.
Yeah, we have that going out on social media
Okay.
as well. So, and that's oh, I think that's why you're also getting the conservative votes.
Oh, that's well, there are Republicans voting for me, primarily because of my position on Palestine. But yeah, that's right. I got a text from a supporter like last week saying, "Oh my God, my Republican neighbors just voted for you." Yeah.
I think in this like landscape right now, it's just very much about, where's the money coming from? And is this a corrupted campaign? And, do they have a position? And what's their position on genocide, war, and corporate takeovers and billionaire takeovers?
Yeah.
So
speaking of which,
to have you.
Speaking of which, in my stump speech, in the very opening of my stump speech, I always ask the audience, who was Jimmy Panetta's top donor in the 2024 election? And the answer is AIPAC. And then I asked, who is his top donor for his 10 years in Congress? And the answer is AIPAC. And then now I've got a new question. And who is his top donor in the 2026 election? And it's Think Big. So now that's a neat little twist. So yeah, he's bought by AIPAC, but he's also bought by the AI lobby. And we're going to see some really disgusting bills coming out of him if he wins in November. I think we're going to see data centers being built in District 19. I think that there's a really good chance of that. Like he's going to be helping make that happen.
I want to emphasize that it's not going to be in the news. It's things that you have to actually follow. So set your alerts if you want to follow things like that. Because he does this very, very sneaky.
Yeah, well, the good news is like increasingly, this is to me personally just incredible to see. When I Google Jimmy Panetta's name or when I ask about Jimmy Panetta on an AI, I come up in the top of the results. Like, and I don't credit myself for that. This is all about Ashley, my campaign manager, and who's been doing all the social media, and it's about volunteers like Carrie, who's been making phone calls and. All the volunteers, also my field director Amanda, like this campaign, I'm just like a figurehead, right? I'm just the guy who's just saying the things. It's all of us. We are succeeding. As I said, we're coming up at the top of the search results, and OpenAI just dumped a bunch of money into the race because we're succeeding. So we're doing it. Go vote. Okay. I'm a broken record. Do you have anything else to cover in this stream?
I just want to. I love this photo so much. This is of one of a like low key. Just the sign itself. Just the supporters out there in general. Shout out to everybody who has been like fighting to be heard for. From Panetta. That's just been really interesting because we hear so many different groups of people, different demographics, different issues. And they're like, yeah, I keep trying to call. I keep trying to be heard. And, there's no, people are saying it in their endorsements of you too, that this is what they've been up against. So it's been really great to help people connect and not feel so alone in their frustration too. Yeah. So it is a big deal. I think, yeah. Is there anything else? I mean, we do have in Santa Cruz, we're going to have an election celebration.
Oh, yeah.
So
we should have mentioned that earlier in the stream, damn it. Oh, well.
Well, it's okay. It's going out in most people will know by now, but
yeah, sure.
It'll be fun. And that'll be That should be an emotional night, one way or another.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And I keep promising I'm going to give out some awards. I shouldn't overpromise. I haven't made the awards yet.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, I came up with that yesterday. I have some awards, some silly awards I want to give out.
Everybody gets one. Everybody has been amazing. I mean, even the people we don't know out there that are like that have their signs, every once in a while I'll get a photo of just out the window, like spotted, and you see the little sign. And it was, I think yesterday it was somewhere in Seaside Monterey, and by someone else who didn't put it out for sure, didn't know, so they're just coming across it. So everybody has been amazing. Everyone is really appreciated. Oh, look.
What?
Of course. Thank you, Jessa.
Oh yeah, Jessa's getting the best award.
She named the show.
I know. Shh, don't spoil it.
Helps naming the show, yeah. All right. Well, unless there's anything else, I think we could just make that a wrap. Again, like info@seanforcongress.org is definitely a place if you need to reach us. Obviously everything's on the website. We do have some new endorsements up there as well. So
new endorsements. Yep.
Union.
New endorsements drop. It's true.
Yep. Couple in there. So we hope to stay updated, in touch with everybody, and see everybody out there in the field, right?
Yep.
Last words for the show.
We're doing this. We've got powerful people scared. We've got 4 billionaires trying to put their thumb on the scale in this race. And they're doing that because all of us have done something amazing. And it really is incredible. Jimmy Panetta has been in office for 10 years and he's never taken money from a super PAC before. This is the first election cycle he's ever taken money from a super PAC. And it's because of us. We have scared Jimmy Panetta. We have scared OpenAI. How cool is that? Like we are on the road to do something incredible. And as I said, I think it could even go national because this is a Silicon Valley district, and I am a software engineer with AI knowledge going up against this. This guy that I have very unkind words to use to describe. Okay, so yeah,
we did get one question. We got one question. I think it's a very easy or like a quick question. It's just so it says, I'm a centrist Democrat on the fence between voting for you or Panetta. Competent representation is important to me. Why should I vote for you?
Well, my campaign is always hammering on the corruption issue. I don't care how competent someone is. If they're taking money to serve the interests of these special interests, it's actually bad that they're competent. It's actually better to have an incompetent. If they're corrupt, my God, I hope they're incompetent so they can't actually achieve the agenda of their special interests. The people paying Jimmy Panetta, like AIPAC, are getting their way from him. They're getting the votes that they want from him when it comes to foreign policy, starting these wars, committing genocide. OpenAI is going to get what they want from him now that they're his top donor in this cycle. So competence isn't even a factor when it comes to Jimmy Panetta. This is a bot politician who doesn't give a damn about you. Yeah, maybe he'll secure a bit of funding for your local police department. Wow. In the meantime, he's setting the world on fire and our country. And guess what he just proposed? I think this just came out in the past 24 hours. He's proposed a bipartisan bill that's going to help affordable housing, the affordable housing crisis, by giving tax breaks to developers. Something like they can deduct $150,000 per unit that they build. That's trickle-down economics. Like, is that competent? I don't think that's competent.
Really, it depends on what you want, right? Like
what you're
looking for.
Yeah, it's competent.
That would be entirely competent for
a real estate developer. If you're a real estate developer, vote for Jimmy Panetta. He's highly competent for you. But for the rest of us, he's working against us.
Yes.
And so if you want to talk about competence, I think the number one issue right now is, one of the top 3 issues is AI. Like, we're seeing thousands of layoffs happening just in the past week or two, right? and it's going to keep happening, and it's going to accelerate. So I'm going to be one of the most qualified members of the House to talk about AI because of my years, my decades of experience as a software engineer and years of experience with AI. So I'm going to provide a level of competence that is unique in the House. But also something to consider when it comes to competence is like the representatives, for the most part, don't write legislation, right? Their staff writes legislation. So,
And they're lobbyists.
well, true. But I think that when you're choosing a representative, it's more about their values than it is their ability to write legislation, because they're going to be hiring experts to help with the drafting of the legislation. So it's more about the values. And that's why I emphasize so much the issue of campaign donations, because someone who takes money from all the dirty donors, that is their values, the agenda of the dirty donors. I don't take that money. So my values and my priority is the people that live here. So that's my answer to that.
I think that's a great answer. Personally, no bias. But it's very true. I also would say the bipartisan push has just been very revealing with him. And when it comes to the legislation and writing the legislation, I would think that you would be at the very least capable of seeing where there's gaps in that legislation, where things aren't being addressed, where there's room for error, whether that's a piece of AI legislation or whether it's for, I don't know, impeaching the president. There's, that's when people are bringing it to you, having that critical eye and knowing where there's risk, I think is also really important too. I see that as a value of somebody that has your experience for sure. Because I read this legislation, it's terrible. Terrible. And you can do better.
Oh, I'm positive of that.
And overturn Citizens United.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
All right. Well, tomorrow is the first Get Out the Vote day. So hopefully everybody will be joining us or out there at the polls.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing people. It's good. It's going to be a brutal day brutal few days for my family. Yeah, I'm going to be gone out of the house a lot.
All right. Well, get out the vote. Get out there and vote. Vote for Sean. Vote against war. Vote to overturn Citizens United, for healthcare for all, for housing, for no more trickle-down economics. However that manifests, it's about all of us. So.
And we're about to do it, y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Until next time.